Hey guys, it's your boy Evix. So my goal with this video is simple. A concise zero to hero guide to gardening and making a ton of gil. With new houses being added into Final Fantasy XIV, this means that so many more players are going to be getting to finally get their grubby cat or bunny adjacent paws on one of the best gil making systems in the entire game. Gardening. If this gardening guide helps you, I'd super appreciate if you slammed that like button with a barbecued hamburger, because holy, I want some of those, and cat daddy that subscribe button. Maybe we'll farm out some lettuce and tomatoes with this guide. I'm joking. Thavnairian onions probably. Some Thavnairian onions on that burger. Okay, I'm gonna stop. For gardening, there are plenty of items that can make gil. This can range from intermediate seeds like flat out growing the Tantalplant seeds and just selling them on the market board, which I am gonna mention here, and it will definitely earn you good gil. Jute and a few other types can make housing items like the much desired combed wool rug, which is definitely a favorite in the housing community. There are definitely a lot of good clipping methods used with that. There's going to be a bunch of minions as well, like the Allegan Melon, the Eggplant Knight, the Mandragora Queen, and a few others, but there has in all of the years that I have been doing gardening in 14 not been a single better result than producing Thavnairian onion seeds. Thavnairian onion seeds are always in demand because chocobos require these in order to level up, and chocobos are very useful in anything involving the open world, which honestly can even help in the hunt train, which is an activity that I definitely recommend people to check out. High level chocobos are actually really monsters in the battlefield actually. I'm not saying that tongue in cheek, like those birds are actually kind of freaky, like they add a lot, but enough of that. We're talking about gardening here. But first up, before you get anything going, is you need a garden plot. Actually, sometimes a few. I recommend avoiding your knee-jerk reaction to go to the market board and pick these up, since oftentimes people are reselling them on the market board higher than the NPC are going to sell them. Although sometimes you can get a deal from someone else's regret because they're like, wait, I can use 3 plots, right? Oh wait, a small can only use these. Oh shoot, resell them. But these are going to be baseline 48k gil per plot from the housing merchant in your ward. Large houses can have a max of 3, medium 2, and small 1 of these garden plots. Unfortunately, this is one of the reasons why I did say in my video, which a lot of people disagreed with, that large plots actually offer a lot of benefits. This is one of the biggest ones. In terms of which of the garden plots you want, definitely hands down the deluxe, which is gonna be required, and I assume that you have for the rest of this guide, because it allows you to farm the seeds, and the most seeds actually, and successfully cross seeds, which is going to be something that I'm going to explain shortly. Only 2 things necessary once you have the garden plots are going to be the soil and the seeds, which is going to be determined by what your particular aim to farm is. I'm going to be in this guide citing a tried and true website called Final Fantasy XIV Gardening, which through the years, and I do mean it, through the years, has proved to be an absolutely invaluable, all you can find awesome information. Like, it is just like the go-to source, and you can find things like what you can obtain through gardens. You can figure out how to crossbreed. You can get the crossbreed diagrams with beautiful images and more. This website is literally basically your gardening encyclopedia. And if you are venturing to do something other than what I am specifically doing in this video with my specific goals and like end products, I do recommend you actually check out this website. I'm obviously not sponsored, obviously not affiliated, but it's a tried and true thing for many years. It is the resource. For the purposes of this guide, however, we are going to be citing and using specifically Ivory's Advanced Compact Thavnarian Onion Farm. This can be used on as few as 1 deluxe garden plot, or you can scale it up as high as you want. Like right now, I am running 6 of these on Gilgamesh between my 2 houses. I just do the exact same pattern per individual plot. Works beautifully. So if you really just want to dive right in and buy Tantalplant seeds, you can skip ahead to the next chapter of this video or timestamp. But for people who aren't absolutely overflowing in gil and are intimidated by the wild market board prices, which can be really crazy depending on the server, let's get into it here. Get Tantalplant seeds, we're going to need 3 per garden plot for our Thavnarian Onion Farm. So each garden plot that you have, multiply it by 3, that's how many Tantalplant seeds you need. We need to cross Cracker Roots and with Midland Basil seeds. The easiest way to get Midland Basil seeds is the market board, but they are also farmable in Costa del Sol. Cracker Root seeds and potting soil, which is also important, the potting soil, can be bought from the housing NPC. Lastly, grade 3 Thanland topsoil, which can be farmed or bought off the market board, but my favorite method to get it is to dump poetic tomestones into buying unidentifiable ore from Hismina and then turn them in for grade 3 Thanland topsoil from Bertana in Ilililishir. Now for the technique is that you first plant a Kraka root at the top left and then one at the bottom middle with the potting soil. Don't waste grade 3 Thanland Thanland topsoil on these. Now you want to plant with the grade 3 Thanland topsoil your midland basil seeds at the top, middle, and then at the bottom left and the bottom right. Haha, so many bottoms. Beside where you planted the crocker roots previously. Now you rip up the already planted crocker roots since they are useless, and now you're going to replant those crocker roots, those same crocker roots that you had before, all around with the grade 3 Thanland topsoil this time. This is why we really previously used a potting soil, because we really want to ensure that we get the cross even for these crocker roots. It's just important for the initial setup. Once you do it, you won't need to do it. You just will rip up all the crocker roots and then you're going to replant them with that. But this for the initial setup, because I'm assuming everyone's starting from ground zero here. Now I know that I'm going to get this in my comments, so I'm going to talk about why I recommend this pattern. And it's really just to keep it easy and consistent, since we will be using this for the Thavnairian Onion Farm setup, this exact same technique. You could arguably go around just with the crocker roots and then the midland basils interchangeably and rip up only one crocker root, but I figure more exposure to the technique is going to be better. With the technique said and done with all the crocker roots is once it's planted, I am now obligated to tell you to water them every single day, but reality is I am often lazy and I let the plants get stinky with the purple, and then I water them once every 2 days and get away with it usually. Purple stinky crocker roots are still not dead crocker roots, and so don't waste your time with the fertilizer. Now after a few days they can be harvested, and now you have an RNG chance to get a Tantalplant seeds, and you need 3 of these per garden that you're going to be using. Now onto the actual big farm that I have mass produced seeds on Gilgamesh for countless years using. Once you are ready and have all of your Tantalplant seeds, demolish the garden and just rip up anything left in it, or harvest it ideally. And obviously sell the Tantalplant seeds for really good amount of gil on the market board, so don't worry about that. There is definitely gil made in that. I used to sell the seeds themselves because they were selling for 120k per Tantalplant seed, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. So I used to do that, but again, just it's better to make gil than waste at this point. I'm not going to bloat the video by repeating all of the locations to obtain all of these items from, but the items here that you're going to need tons of, and I mean absolute tons of, is going to be old world fig seeds, and you can either farm them or try and harvest them through some different means, but I personally demolish the market board like I do a burger for them, just because I need so many of them and I'm not going to go out and harvest them. I think the botters do be wild in on these, because I'm like, this is such a pain to farm, but they're so cheap. Technique is going to be the exact same that I introduced for the Tantalplant farming. It's a plant with potting soil in the top left, and then the bottom middle old world fig seeds. Don't waste your precious Tantalplant seeds here or the Thanland topsoils. We're going to be ripping these up in a second. Now plant the top, middle, and bottom left and bottom right your Tantalplant seeds, and then make darn sure that it's going to be with the grade 3 Thanland topsoil. These seeds will stay here and be locked in forever. You don't want to ever grab or pick or harvest these ever. These Tantalplant seeds are meant to be locked in. Now the final 5 slots are to be filled in with old world fig seeds, and the grade 3 Thanland topsoil is obviously going to be used for them. So this means that for each of your gardens you're going to have in reality 5 harvestable locations, and then the 3 locked in Tantalplants. So for me that's going to be 30, because your boy farms like absolute wild. I'm pretty sure that almost every chocobo in Gilgamesh has a little bit of my garden in them. Now water every day or cheat like me and every 2 days, but do that at your own risk and peril. I'm just too comfortable with my stinky almost dead plants and saving them from the brink of death like the tanks I heal. Yeah, I said that. My poor tanks. But did you die? Now from this you will get a seed called the Royal Kukuru. These are exactly what you want. These are not a mistake. This is what you actually want. These are definitely good. I see a lot of comments in some other Discords and Reddits and stuff saying that these are bad. No, these are exactly what you want, guys. In before people ask me what the heck, these aren't Thavnairian onions. You're right, these aren't. But Royal Kukuru seeds are the intermediate step you want. Still gonna get that comment. Now you take those Royal Kukuru seeds and you plant the Royal Kukuru seeds in your garden, but be very careful here. You want the Royal Kukuru to cross specifically with the Tantalplant and not with the Old World fig seeds. So you only need to plant the Royal Kukuru in your 2 empty slots and then one beside the other. And so you really want to have 2 Old World fig seeds or 2 Royal Kukuru seeds, damn it, I'm saying the names wrong. And never plant a Royal Kukuru seed beside an Old World fig seed. You will ruin your garden doing that, so don't do that. The single empty slot at the bottom though is perfect here if you have an odd number of Royal Kukuru seeds. Obviously the Royal Kukuru seeds take priority here because those are what produces the Thavnairian onions. You get what I mean though, I'm sure. My general rule of thumb is that if you have an even number of Royal Kukuru seeds, that you plant them in the sides, odd number of Royal Kukuru, then to the bottom it goes. Now here is where we have a potentially controversial gardening technique. Is royal kukuru seeds take slightly more time to cultivate than old world fig seeds, and so I literally just harvest when I can and replant as soon as possible without waiting. This has just always served me well, especially the I guess last few years. My god, I feel old. But because I am ridiculously impatient, to probably no one's surprise if I'm honest, just follow the plan of never plant a royal kukuru seed beside a old world fig seed and replant as you go in, filling any of the missing spots with old world fig seeds. Now finally, you can obtain the Thavnairian onion seeds from the royal kukuru seed and the Tantalplant cross. I often just flood the market board with Thavnairian onion seeds, if I'm to be quite honest, because I lack the patience to actually grow these seeds into the Thavnairian onions. That is, someone else is more patient than me, and bless them. What I am going to end this video on, though, is saying that there is certainly profit to be had in doing what I call Thavnairian onion seed flipping during the seeds into the onions. So the perk of this is something that I didn't mention, is that individual housing planters are a valid way to mature the Thavnairian onion seeds. Once you have the Thavnairian onion seeds, you don't need to cross anymore, and so the little individual planters are totally valid here. So you can indeed make a profit this way, and by all means grow them inside your house in the individual planters. You're getting that Thavnairian onion gill from that, so you're getting whatever the Thavnairian onion seeds are currently on the market board versus the actual onion itself is going to be your profit margin. Obviously market board taxes, you know what I mean though. Unfortunately, large houses again have a significant advantage here as they have more space for planters inside of the house, but if you use private rooms and apartments too, that will definitely increase the amount that you can do. Also, given Thavnairian onion growth time, you might want to consider critting confetti, you might want to consider using fertilizer here and to slightly bump up the growth time, but in general I find that it's just another chore to do, and that I appreciate the more passive nature of gardening for gill collection, but that's just for me. You might love fertilizing your plants. I do not. Anyhow, that really does it for this video. Take care everyone, and I really do hope that you have a spectacular day.